Hello there, my name is Amife, and I am a gospel content creator. I'm a writer and I'm a YouTuber. So today I just want to give a word out to everyone that has actually suffered a loss of a loved one from the beginning of this year till now, and even if it's not just the loss of a loved one that has actually gotten into delay, that you have experienced delay, you've experienced something that has actually been like a dark time for you. You have experienced something that has actually made you think that this year is just something else. I just want to give you a word that I just want to give you a word that God is intentional. God is aware of where you are right now. But quickly, I want you guys to know that the ways that we approach our difficulties, the ways in which we approach things that happen to us is one of the ways that we can actually get better and get out of those particular problems. I know it's not easy to lose a loved one. It's not easy to get fired from your work. It's not easy to pass through any type of dark time. It is not easy to overcome depression. But I just want to tell you that you have to be careful of your choices at that particular time. One thing I want you to be careful about at that particular time that you suffer the dark time is the words of your mouth, what you say, how you react to those situations, and the parts you think God plays in it, how you refer to God. Maybe you are blaming God, maybe you are feeling that God doesn't exist because that particular thing you believe that it's not supposed to happen to you. So there is one mentality that we Christians have, the mentality that it shouldn't be me. Why should it be me? It shouldn't be me. I shouldn't be suffering this kind of loss. I shouldn't be suffering this kind of difficulty because I am devoted to God. I have done this for God. I have done that for God. But please, I just have to tell you this, that is not a criteria. That is not a ticket into a problem-free life. The only ticket you have to a problem-free life, which is in heaven, is your salvation, and you can only get that time when we get to heaven. But right now we are still on earth, so we are still going to face different kind of torments. We are still going to face different kind of situations that we need to overcome. So there are two things. There are two ways that I believe that problems enter into our lives. The first one is through tests and temptations. Like there are some times that the devil tempts us, like how Job was tempted by the devil, and God just gave the devil a go ahead to actually see the standing of Job. So sometimes the situation that happens to us is not because of what we have done. It is not because we have been unholy in any way, but because we have gotten to a stage in our Christian life, and we have to cross to another class. We have to cross to another place. We have to grow. We have to grow, so we have to be tested. And the Bible says that the Lord will not test us beyond that we can overcome, and there is grace for every test. So there is this. I believe that Christians are more likely to understand and agree with this kind of test. They overcome it very quickly. They overcome it. They know that this is God working, and I trust Him very well. But the second one is the one I believe makes some Christians don't actually address it very well, and that is when these dark times come to our life. It comes as a result of things that we have actually done. Maybe you have committed adultery and you get pregnant and you commit an abortion, and maybe when you get married you are finding it difficult to have children. Those situations are consequences of the sins that you've committed. Yes, God has forgiven you. God has actually forgiven you, but there is a consequence and there is a repercussion to every sin we make. To every sin we make. Also, when these things are happening in our lives, there are sometimes you do not actually know, and we do not actually realize that, wow, this is the consequences of my own actions. Flashback to my life. There was a time I was writing an examination. The first attempt, I believed it was a test from God that you are not ready to get into university at that time, and I quickly agreed with it. I accepted it. The second time, I became very lazy. I didn't read. I didn't do things that I was supposed to do. Like, not like I didn't read, but not like the way I was expected to. And I failed. Not like I failed. I had a good mark. It wasn't enough for the kind of course I wanted. So the first thing I was saying is, God, you don't love me. I begged you. I did it. Blah 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 like that. And this was actually consequences of my actions. But later on, I discovered and I was able to accept that this is actually the consequence of what I did. So when I was able to accept this fact and I wrote another exam, even though it wasn't so good because of the first exam that I wrote in my own seriousness. But the next thing I did was to thank God that at least you're intentional about me, and God was. And when I was to make my third attempt, God actually came through for me. So one thing I want you to know. One thing I want you to know is that whatever you say at that particular time, how you react at the particular time where you face an act, maybe you just lose something, or you saw the result of an exam and you failed. What you do at that particular time, no matter the bad words you say about God, you're uncaring, you're not loving, you're not mindful of me, you don't love me, blah 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 like that, you're a wicked God, blah 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 like that. That one is very common. Wicked God, you're wicked. Kind Jesus. So God is merciful. God is merciful. But no matter the words you say at that particular time, girl, it doesn't change anything about God. It doesn't affect it. Sincerely, the more you say it, the more you decrease. Because I remember the time when I didn't do well in that examination and I was starting to be like, God, you did not help me with the exam, you did not do this, blah 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 that. I felt myself decrease, and every other thing was going right around me. My parents, then we had a family party and it was so successful. My brothers were doing well. My friends passed their exams. They were all getting admission. They were doing good. So God was actually mindful to everybody else around me. God was just amazing around me. But to me still complaining that God wasn't doing good. God wasn't fair. I was just there. And nothing was changing in my life. The only change I was seeing was a decrease in my spiritual life. But the minute I began to realize that it was actually my fault from the start, and God doesn't have anything to be blamed from there, I started to actually be mindful of what I see that particular time. So I started thanking God that God, even in my difficulty, even in the fact that I didn't get my admission, I started saying that, God, I thank you, you're wonderful, you're intentional, all those things. And then at that particular time, I felt God in action. So when I was about to take my third examination, even if it is to read what is a girl, who is a girl, or stuff like that, I feel like the Holy Spirit is just sitting beside me and saying, okay, you can take that thing, look at it. So when I was writing my third examination, it was like God was just there. God was there. It was like, this is my daughter that has passed through this time, and God was still able to thank me after everything that happened. I need to show, guy. I need to show. So I want you to know that no matter what you see, no matter the bad things you say, 2020 has not been good. People say 2020 hasn't been good. 2020 hasn't been nice, but those words shouldn't be coming out of your mouth. 2020 is good. 2020 is amazing. 2020 is wonderful. So you should not in any way think that what God has done is. So you might lose a loved one, you might lose a job, you might lose admission, you might lose something that is special to you. But you should not in any way blame God for it. You're only wounding yourself. You are only wounding yourself. Nothing about God will change. Nothing about God will change. So this is a word of encouragement to everyone out there. If you want God with you in that turbulence you are facing, if you want God with you, to say peace, be still at that storm of your life, you should learn to acknowledge the fact that He is God, and there is nothing that you say, there's no action that you take that will change who He is. So I hope this has blessed you out there, and if it has, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Chosen Odu and Refer, for more edifying content. I might be able to do more series on this particular topic. Till then.